Good morning. Welcome to this devotion. I'm George Fuller, pastor at Wendell Christian Church, and I welcome you this morning on May 11th. I know some of you will be watching later, but we're really glad that you're able to share these few moments with us. And we are looking just through some devotional thoughts through the letter of First John. And today I'm reading out of First John chapter 4, verse 16. So we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in him. I think if you just read the words in English, it's beautiful, maybe even emotionally overwhelming to realize that we are in God and that God is love. But when it says God is love, the word love means so many things in the English language. You can love a hamburger or love a ride in the country, or you can love a person. You can love a goal you have, a passion you have. We can love ourselves. We can love others. There's so many ways in which love takes shape. In the Greek language, there are multiple words that are translated love. And the one that's used in this text is agape. And it is the full, present, embracing, unconditional love of God. It is a love that is always loving, always patient, always kind, always forgiving. It's a love that never ends. Go to 1 Corinthians 13, read a description. Go to Galatians 5 and read about the fruits of the Spirit, which are all expressions of this agape love. There are many places, but primarily in the life, teachings, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, this agape love is known. It's very important to hear this passage say, for we know and rely on the agape God has for us. See, if God were just going to be friends with us, then we'd be friends in times when we weren't friends, times when we were for God and against God. And then God on God's side of the relationship would be accepting us and casting us out, judging us, and then maybe having some tenderness and tolerating us. But that's not the image of agape at all. Jesus would walk into places where people were, and those people included sinners who were labeled, and maybe aptly labeled sinners, and who would be fully present with them and loving. And when a woman who was a sinner was brought before him, ready to be condemned by the law of his people, he forgave her and sent her on her way, made new by a love that never ended. The love that's described here is the love that is God. And whoever lives in agape lives in God. And so when we are wondering, like you might have this morning, or you might later on today, or another day in the future, wonder, does God love you? I would just remind you, God is agape. God is the unconditional, fully embracing, fully present, fully committed life and love that is yours, that is in you, and you in that love. And notice it says, so we know and rely on the agape God has for us. We know and rely on it. The word know is to know by experience. So we are together. And that's why John in this passage will also equate, you love God, you love one another. They go together because agape works that way. If you are in the agape of God, then you share with others the agape of God, because that's all agape can do. That's all the love of God can do. And so we come back and listen to this passage again. And so we come to know by experience, and we rely on this agape love that God has for us, because God is agape. That's the nature of God's self. That's who God is. And whoever lives in this kind of love This agape love lives in God and God in him, God in her, God in us. And it was a good reminder. I got a late start this morning. Didn't get prepared as much when I opened the scriptures as normal. But it was good to be reminded that even if you sleep late, even if you mess up, even if you wander far away, even if you're thinking while you're feeding the pigs that if you go back, you might just be tolerated as a servant of your father. When that father loves you with agape, he comes out and greets you and loves you and gives you a robe and a ring and throws a party, because this agape love never ends. And remember, this letter is being written to people who were being persecuted after the destruction of the temple, as they were trying to live out the Christian life together. And they took over the Roman world without firing a shot, without picking up a sword. They did it with agape. And that's how our love and life will be secure, how the love of our lives will cause our life to get through the tough times and to be more than conquerors. The biblical language is immense around what it means when the love of God, the character of God, the person of God is something we know and experience and rely on and share with one another. And so I was encouraged this day. I needed to be reminded again for myself and for others I know who are going through hard times, and some who are doubting their value, their worthiness, their loveliness, that we need to know by experience and share and rely on agape, the character of God, God's self. May it be so in us and among us. Amen.